Hi, Joanne here, and welcome to my channel where I share my journey of becoming absolutely debt-free God's way. So this is my first week of doing my small group, Navigating Finances God's Way. And in this video, I'm going to share some key things that really hit me between the eyes, things that I've done, the roller coaster that I was on, and much more. So stay tuned. Now, really quickly, if you are new to my channel, as I said, I'm just sharing my journey of becoming debt-free and sharing tips and tricks along the way from a Christian point of view. So if that is of interest to you, I welcome you to subscribe, check out my videos, share your own journey. Feel free to comment. It'd be awesome if I had some people who wanted to even do a video with me and have a discussion on that. So comment below and hit the bell button so that you'll actually know when I upload a new video, because I'm a relatively small channel so far. Okay, so what happened basically is that I had this grand vision of doing this as a small group study. And when I initially shared this idea with several of my friends who were also Christian ladies, they were also very excited and said, count me in. And then when the time came for me to get started, just other things came up where people weren't as committed, or it wasn't a good time for them. Anyway, so the bottom line is, at first I thought, well, why don't I postpone until I have this small group and do the study then? And then I said, no, I'll just do it myself, and I'll do it on YouTube and hold myself accountable to doing these weekly public reviews about my journey. And then if somebody joins along with me from my original group, that's great. And actually what ended up happening is that one lady did join along. She was slow in getting started, but she's finally gotten the key sort of first book that absolutely made me fall in love with this material, which is called Your Money Counts. And I'm pretty sure I mentioned it in several of my videos now. And if there's one book that I would recommend that you read that would really help you from a foundational scriptural perspective to get your mindset and re-educate yourself about finances, it would be that one, Your Money Counts. Okay, so yeah, week one, I don't know, I found it a little bit, I had to get used to the book, but what I really love about this study is that it is forcing you to commit to memorizing Bible verses. And as I say that, I'm like, okay, can I remember and tell you what Bible verses that I am memorizing? So let me try it. So it's 1 Chronicles 29, verse 11 to 12. Everything in the heavens and earth is yours, and this is your kingdom. Everything in the heavens and earth is yours, O God, and this is your kingdom. We adore you as being the owner of all things. Riches and honor come from you, and you are the ruler of all mankind. Oh boy, the last sentence is, it is by your hand and your, there's a big word that I'm forgetting here, so forgive me. It is by your hand, basically, that men are made great and are given honor. So I didn't get that right. I was close though. So let me read it to you so that we have it correct. So everything in the heavens and earth is yours, O Lord, and this is your kingdom. We adore you as being in control of everything. Riches and honor come from you alone, and you are the ruler of all mankind. Your hand controls power and might, and it is at your discretion. That's the word I forgot. It is at your discretion that men are made great and given strength. That's 1 Chronicles 29, verse 11, 12. So I got the name of the verse right, and I got the first couple lines correct, but I still have to practice memorization. That's fine. So what I really liked about this week is that it forced me again to really get tight on my documentation. So I was documenting my daily spend in a Google sheet that I shared with you guys. And I think a few days had passed before I actually got started with this, and between when I had last entered in that sheet. So when I started this, it got, one of the first things it says is to record, and they actually have a really great template in the book. So what I said to myself is that I'm going to record it in my spreadsheet still, and then when the 30 days are up, I'm going to transfer it into the groupings and summary in the book here, so I can also get that perspective basically. So the other thing was, one thing that I really went through today, which was in day 3 of the content, because I started this week midway through last week, was about challenging circumstances. And it's definitely been a challenging circumstance for me as I work to align myself fully with God's plan for his money that he's given to me to steward. And if you watch my first video where I shared all, I think it's a half-an-hour video where I shared I shared everything about where I was and some of the things that I was that got me to where I was. Anyway, so what was I going to say? I forgot. But challenging times. So the key thing for me was that my budget still is in balance, and I'm working on balancing my budget. And I'm heading into summer where school is going to be out. I'm working full time. I need to figure out a plan for my kids, which usually causes me to spend more money than I usually spend, because I have to enroll them in summer camp or some activities because they're not old enough as yet to be at home. And even if the eldest one was of age, I just, I know my children's maturity. And I feel that even in those like tween years, I would actually have someone with them. So I'm trying to work that out. Plus, I have a few property tax bills that are coming due. So I knew all of this like months before, and I hadn't really made a concrete plan. So getting back into the structured program really helped me to say, Joanne, you got to sit down, put numbers to it, and really scope it out, look for solutions, pray on it, be specific. And so one of the key things was I had this property, it's a 4-plex, and I had a series of bad tenants, or just issues come up, like something floods or the roof leaks or XYZ. And so in day 3, it talks about challenging circumstances, and it reminds us of the story of Joseph in Genesis, where, he went through a lot of valleys. And at the end, when he reunited with his brothers, he told his brothers, I'm your brother, and it wasn't you who sent me through those pits and got me to where I was. God was the one who was in control, and I was placed here to help your family stay alive. So that really refreshed my spirit today, because I have this deep desire to honor God with my finances. Yet my current situation seems like there's blocks, like there's no really concrete path. So one of the key things that I'm holding firm to in my faith and in my belief is that I just need to see the next step, and I do my best, and I leave the rest to God. And so it was really funny. Something else came up, and a friend of mine offered me her trailer at Bible camp here in Ottawa, and it just blessed my heart. I was so excited, and I wanted to make it happen, and I felt that was a blessing from God. And then I just couldn't make it happen, because again, I don't have enough vacation days to take off to take them there, and they need someone to supervise. And I checked with my father, and he wouldn't be available. And so all this to say, another thing that happened is, even in that, what happens is, in this path now, I'm ended up going to see my family in Collingwood. My sister has a timeshare there. And I was originally looking to take, and that would be our 1 week of vacation. Well, there's a Bible camp happening in that area specifically for the ages of my 2 older boys, which are the boys that I'm praying over, in many ways about not getting caught up in this world in so many ways and keeping them on the straight and narrow and all of that. Just today I was just praying continuously over my children. And so when I saw that Bible camp, I said, just one step at a time. Let's see if this is what God wants my kids to attend, because it'd be a more structured camp. It'd be a sleep away from home camp. It'd be tons of fun, swimming activities, and really in-depth programming targeted for a narrower age group. The other camp that I was going to go to was for a larger age group, and it would actually have only been for my older son. But this other camp would actually cover my first 2 boys, and they get along really well. And I feel like that would be a blessing. But again, I am not sure how it's going to work out. But as one door closes, again, I'm just seeing a little bit more further down the path, and I'll let you know how that goes. So the other really key thing that I really like that it challenged me to do is to remember that everything is God's. And that's what that Bible verse talked about. Everything in the heavens and on earth is yours, oh God, and this is your kingdom. And so in week 1, it challenged me and challenges anyone who invests in doing the study, which I really encourage you to do, is consider altering your vocabulary by dropping the possessive pronoun mine, mine, and ours, and substituting it with his. And so literally, I don't always catch myself. Like I'm pretty sure I didn't catch myself earlier in this video, but today I caught myself a few times. Instead of saying my children, I said his children, the children that he gave me to steward. And it makes a huge difference, because I find sometimes as parents, we feel so weighed down with all the things we'd love to do in terms of mentoring our kids and reading about with them daily and doing, praying with them and whatnot. Sometimes that can feel like a very heavy load that we are ill-equipped to proceeding. And so literally, sometimes I just pray, Lord, I'm doing my best, and I pray that you fill the gaps. I pray that the Holy Spirit surrounds my kids. And so when this came in again, it reminded me that everything on earth is God's, including my children, including my mind, including my body. And he's given me the opportunity and the blessing to steward 3 of his children, but he is the primary. I am partnered with him, and definitely I have a key role to play as the mother, to be the leader, not the church, but me to be the leader in discipling my children, in teaching them the ways of God, and leading them along the path so that they may not stray from it when they grow old. But still, God is in control. And so for me, that was reassuring. It lifted a little bit of weight off of my chest, because I work a lot of hours, I'm building my business, and sometimes I feel as if I'm not doing enough, I'm ill-equipped, I'm still building my faith, all those sort of negative thoughts. And that helped to come against that and remind me to do what little I can, and God would fill in the gaps. So that's my week 1. One of the great things, just to end this video, that I really was happy to see was the program recommends this program recommends a app that I love, and I think I shared it in one of my other videos, at least 1 or 2 for sure. And it's the app from mint.com, and I'll leave it in the link. I'll leave a link to it below. I love this app. You can plug in all your bank accounts, your investments. You can even put in values for your home and auto, or anything that doesn't have a direct link to be pulled in. So you can have a complete awareness of how much you own, again, how much you have been given to steward, and how much you have borrowed from others. I don't know how to say that, but how much you owe and how much you own. And then your inflows and your outflows. And so it was really great to see that they value that app. And I think in one of my videos upcoming, I'll really walk through what I like and some of the things that I find are downfalls for the Mint app. Anyway, the link in the show notes is not an affiliate link as of the recording of this video. If I do end up becoming an affiliate by any means for Mint, which is basically referring others to their product and being paid a commission, but at no cost to yourself. I will be sure to disclose that in the description. But at this time of recording, that link is just a straight link to their website. And I highly, highly, highly recommend it. When I was in university, I learned about this app and I fell in love with it. And I was so diligent in recording my money and managing it well. I wasn't typing at the time, but I was really into learning and managing my finances. And so I fell in love with this app. And now I fell away from it. And now it's come back into my life for, let's say, the last year or so. And at first, you know, it got a little bit tough to get started again because my finances are in such a mess. And so it isn't as nice to log in and see those numbers. But now, you know, I'm living on cash, so it isn't as messy as it was. My debts are going down, except for my professional fees that I paid today. That's another story I'll share with you, that other hiccup that came in maybe week 2's video. Anyway, so now to come full circle and be back using this app and have not only renewed passion for really being wise in the stewardship of the resources that God gave me, but the fact is that my faith and my faith journey with God is so much richer and deeper that I have a different perspective. Yes, I'm managing and I love my numbers and whatnot, but I'm managing my finances God's way. And so I'm tithing, I'm giving, and I'm looking at my spending plan. And although all the numbers, as I said, don't come together nicely, I'm working on it, I'm praying over it, and I'm taking it one step at a time. So let me know if you have started this group study. What were your thoughts? If you're thinking of starting it, feel free to ask me any questions in the comments below. I'll answer every comment on my videos, and I'll see you in my week 2 recap. Thanks for watching.